Hello, everyone. I'm Natalia Bilbao, and here's what's happening in LA this week. Every year, we honor the brave men and women who served our country and sacrificed their lives to keep us safe and preserve our freedom. This year, after a 2-year hiatus, the San Fernando Valley community came together to show veterans, past and present, the respect they deserve.
Today, we're bringing back our long-standing tradition of honoring our veterans here in the Northeast San Fernando Valley with the annual Veterans Day Parade. This time-honored tradition is something that sadly had been postponed for the last couple of years because of COVID, and we engaged in a virtual celebration. But it's great that this year we're able to bring the parade back and honor our veterans with the kind of respect that they're deserving of for their service.
It's not just about thanking veterans, but serving them year-round. As a fellow veteran, I couldn't be prouder. And I know that the city of LA is doing more for veterans than we've ever done before.
For me to be the Grand Marshal, I'm really honored and privileged to have the opportunity to be here. So I think for me, it's like, pretty exciting to be in the parade, to be honored today. It makes me feel pretty proud to know that all the service you gave to our country, it feels really good to know that people identify you as a veteran and give you gratitude for the service you have done for our country.
A day like today should always be honored for all the people who have made sacrifices. We're free because of the brave. Thank you.
We are a people who served in order to preserve the peace, and to be able to wear the cloth of our nation is an honor for all of us. And a parade like this tells everybody in the community that we come together to support those who served.
Veterans Day is important to me because it gives me a chance, being a member that is active, to go ahead and give thanks to the veterans that came before me.
Give them thanks every day, not just Veterans Day. Thank them every day. And if you ever see one, you're lucky to see one, and please say thank you.
Can you imagine being able to cycle all the way from Burbank to Chatsworth? Well, it will soon be possible thanks to the Chandler Bike Path in North Hollywood, which will close the existing gap between the current paths connecting both sides of the San Fernando Valley. Check it out.
We're here in North Hollywood, which is probably the active transportation center of the San Fernando Valley, as well as the mass transit center of the valley. We're adjacent to the Chandler Bike Path. When it's completed, will provide seamless bicycle infrastructure, an east-west bicycle backbone, all the way from Burbank to Chatsworth. But right here in North Hollywood, we've had a gap.
There was a critical piece that was missing that needed the funding, appropriate funding necessary to not only finalize the connection of the path, but also to make improved investments along the path for safety purposes.
Riding on Chandler Boulevard can be very difficult for cyclists who aren't experienced, so we don't see a lot of people connecting from the bike path in Burbank to the bike path along the Metro Orange line, unless they're sort of, gung-ho riders.
So today we were able to receive almost $2 million from the state of California thanks to our Assembly member Adrian Nazarian's effort. And with that funding and additional funding we're getting from Metro, we're going to be able to close that gap and make this a seamless, safe ride for 21 miles across the San Fernando Valley. We have a lot of people who really want to be able to get out of their cars and utilize bikes.
It's going to give people a real option for how to get from one part of the San Fernando Valley to another without ever having to get in a single occupancy vehicle, which is great for our environment, great for our health. It's going to connect people to the Orange Line. It's going to connect people to an upcoming NoHo Dash line as well. So this really is about giving people choices and ultimately about improving the quality of life in the San Fernando Valley.
To learn more about other projects being undertaken and services provided by the Council President, visit cd2.lacity.org. Los Angeles just set a new record, this time regarding water savings. This summer, water usage was the lowest ever registered thanks to Angelenos' efforts to conserve water as well as plant trees. Here's that story.
Today we're here to celebrate a couple things. First of all, the announcement that the city of LA set a record for its water use savings during the summer months. So from June through September, we used the least amount of water we've ever used in our history that we've been recording it since the 1970s. Due to the efforts of the people of LA and recognizing what they've done to go to 2-day-a-week watering and really be water conscious in this last summer, which has been one of the toughest summers we've ever experienced.
We're saving water, we're conserving water. One of the best ways to capture water is with trees. And we're announcing that 7 free trees are available to every Angeleno to plant in your backyard, your front yard, maybe street trees to help out in your neighborhood and to beautify the neighborhood. Because trees retain water, they help us clean the water, and they are something that's also exempt from the watering restriction. So it's a great way to green the city, green your property, make the curb appeal even brighter, but also celebrate the way that we've reduced our water usage in Los Angeles and are creating a more sustainable city.
Now is the time to be looking at planting. We just increased our turf replacement rebate from $3 a square foot to $5 a square foot, and homeowners anywhere in LA can replace up to 5,000 square feet of turf with a rebate of $5 a square foot. That's a substantial amount of money, and that's available to homeowners to take that grass out and replace it with California-friendly landscaping. And we know that the trees that we've funded every year through the Department of Water and Power save 5 million kilowatt hours of electricity a year just in providing shade to reduce the air conditioning loads. We're looking at success for the great job people have done this last year in saving water in the summertime, and then now converting more landscape outdoors, help us to continue to save water, take advantage of the rebates, and start planting appropriate plants and trees for the city of Los Angeles.
Combating the homelessness crisis requires a multifaceted effort. Councilwoman Monica Rodriguez is launching an RV pilot program with the intention of helping people living in RVs move into safer and permanent housing. This program hopes to also benefit the neighbors of streets with parked RVs by removing this public safety hazard.
As we know, homelessness is the #1 crisis facing our city and the state of California. And working to combat homelessness is a multifaceted effort.
The intention of the RV pilot program is to engage with folks who are living in recreational vehicles along our streets and encourage them to move inside. Many of the residents of RVs don't identify as being homeless. However, we know that this is not a safe and permanent place for housing, and often the RVs become a nuisance and public safety hazard in many of our city streets.
We've established the process by which we can both house these individuals and work through the disposition process of these recreational vehicles to permanently remove them from our streets. Many of these recreational vehicles derive no real value. Providing the incentive of a gift card to these individuals to sign over the authority for us to take possession of these RVs and then begin the disposition process is a huge improvement to what currently is the process today. And so this collaboration allows us to better facilitate that process, expedite it, and deliver the outcomes both for the neighborhoods and for the residents of those RVs. This is an example of a response that we pioneered in my district because I hear the community concerns, and they are not unfounded. We know that there are possible public safety hazards that emanate from these RVs. But we have to come up with a solution that actually gets to the root cause of the problem, which is providing the housing for these individuals and also working through the disposition of these recreational vehicles so that we can permanently eradicate this blight from our streets.
It's important for the youth to be aware of what the needs of the community are. Recently, University Prep High School and the Pico Union Neighborhood Council partnered up for a community cleanup in the Pico Union area. These volunteers got their hands dirty to keep the streets clean while creating strong bonds with their neighbors. Check it out.
organized a community cleanup with University Prep High School and Pico Union Neighborhood Council. We've had these big mega cleanups with a lot of the schools, and we're targeting the youth because they're so important to keep them aware of what the needs of the community are. And this particular school has been very active with us, and they've already have been in 2 other cleanups where we had 60, 70 students come in with community members. So it's important to us that the residents themselves involve themselves with the school and we work together.
This is what a neighborhood council is about. It's about getting your hands dirty. It's about going out, giving back to the community. And oftentimes these are all just volunteers. So that means that they're giving their own time to make their neighborhoods better. I'm here to support them and give them a hand and clean up as much as I can.
I feel like I should change the neighborhood because, make sure that there's not many homeless near my house again. Make sure it's clean. When I walk, I'm not picking up trash as well. Making sure that my sister and my brother feel safe walking around.
We're happy to join with the University Prep student. They're the one our next generation. So neighborhood council work together, showing them how the neighbor is important and how is cleaning is one of the best job for them eventually. So this is the very meaningful event, I think.
I believe that getting the community together is very important, and also getting our politicians to come in and government officials to recognize Pico Union is very important because a lot of our residents don't know who's representing it. So one of the things that Pico Union Council likes to do is bring them in and have them see who their constituents are, and it also is important for the children to know who's representing them in the government.
The LAPD and the U.S. Marshals join forces to create a safer LA. Council District 6 will have a special election to find its new council member, and LA Animal Services holds a Home for the Holidays adoption event. All these stories up next on City Beat.
The Los Angeles Police Department is utilizing the efforts of the U.S. Marshals to fight the riots and homicides in Los Angeles. The goal of the partnership of the U.S. Marshals and LAPD's Gang and Narcotics Division is to apprehend those responsible for serious crimes. The U.S. Marshals Apprehension Task Force, USMATF, has made a total of 276 felony arrests of violent criminals since January of 2022. In addition, USMATF conducted 288 surveillance operations, served 157 search arrest warrants, and recovered 121 firearms. To learn more about the ways that LAPD is working to create a safer LA, visit lapdonline.org. A special election has been called to fill the vacancy in Los Angeles Council District 6 after Nuri Martinez's resignation. City Council approved the ordinance setting the special primary election for April 4th, 2023, and a runoff if necessary on June 27th, 2023. To run for this office, eligible candidates must file with the Office of the City Clerk between December 5th and 12th, 2022. Additionally, candidates must be residents of CD6 by November 5th and be a registered voter of CD6 at the time of their nomination or election to office. To learn more about the special election and candidate filing process, visit the City Clerk's website at clerk.lacity.org/elections. LA Animal Services is offering reduced adoption fees for dogs and cats in November during the Home for the Holidays adoption event. Dogs and cats adopted from Animal Services will be spayed or neutered, vaccinated, microchipped, and licensed by the time they join their new family. Adopters will also receive a VCA Healthy Start certificate, providing up to $250 for veterinary care within the first 14 days of adoption. Dogs are also eligible for free dog training classes at Paws for Life Canine People and Pet Innovation Center. Additionally, LA Animal Services is looking for foster volunteers who can open their homes as spaces for animals in need. To find a furry friend available for adoption or to learn how to become a foster volunteer, visit laanimalservices.com.
Helicopter enthusiasts had a chance to see a live air show in Los Angeles as well as discover the inside of the cabins. Attendees could appreciate the details of original helicopters used by the LA Fire Department, news outlets, and other public agencies. Meet their pilots and take a closer look at the capability and equipment these aircraft possess.
This is the American Heroes Air Show, and it's a gathering of all public agencies in the Southern California area here. Fire departments, police departments, news agencies, all showing their equipment and highlighting what they do for the public as far as public safety.
It's a beautiful day out here, and these machines are just fantastic. And the pilot that was flying one of these helicopters just a minute ago, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. He was flying upside down, coming straight down, like what they call dead stick in the air. It was unbelievable.
I'm a total nerd about like the shapes of everything, so I like seeing that up close. You can see the older, more simple stuff at the museum, but out here it's like this is the real deal, and it's fun getting to talk to like the pilots and whatnot as well.
Behind us here is the Bell 47. It was one of the original helicopters that the fire department had. It was retired in the late 70s. This was where it all began, with its little bitty 105-gallon tank up to tanks that hold up to 1,000 gallons now.
These are versatile aircraft. This is what you need to see if there's a fire. The community can see that there are fire helicopters, EMT, media, EMS. It gives the public just an extraordinary view of the wide capabilities that these aircraft can perform.
The Fall Play LA kickoff event was a chance for participants to enjoy blind soccer, an adaptive version allowing those with a visual impairment to enjoy soccer with the same intensity. But if soccer isn't your thing, the Play LA Youth and Adaptive Youth Sports Fall program has something for everyone to be great at.
We're here today at Downey Recreation Center at our Fall Play LA kickoff event.
One of the sports that we had today was also our blind soccer, which gave the children the opportunity to experience a new type of sport and a new way of doing it.
This is very different than sighted soccer, or just very different than just sight in general. When we're on the field, of course, we can't see where we're going, we can't see what we're doing.
No matter your disability, or no matter what disability you have, whether it's a visual impairment, specifically me, I am blind, it shows that you can still do a sport and still do what you want to do, regardless of your disability or whatnot. What have you? You could still do something great regardless of what you have.
This is it. This is how we know where the ball is. This ball makes noise. This is, of course, you're not your average soccer ball, and it's also smaller.
We're going to try to have this event at least once a year. It's to bring focus to the 28 Olympics that are coming to Los Angeles.
We have something for everyone. If you want to learn more about us, please visit laparks.org. If you want to learn more about the adaptive sport, which is a Play LA adaptive sport youth program, please visit adaptivesportsla.org.
Sports are not the only way to keep our youth healthy. Stick around for our feature story and learn about what a doctor recommends to keep our health in check. The LA Animal Services recently updated its website, giving those wishing to adopt, foster, volunteer, or learn about the services provided a more seamless experience. With its user and mobile-friendly new look, animals will get seen by more people and have a better chance at finding their forever home.
The new and revamped, updated Los Angeles Animal Services website is the one-stop shop for adopters and LA City residents to learn about services we provide, events going on, and new ways to meet their new furry friend. The website update has been in the works for a while now. Even before I started a few years back, we had a pretty antiquated website that we kept for many years. You can view the website in many different languages now, as opposed to just English, which was the only one before, as well as easier ways to coordinate events. You can add them directly to your calendar. And now it's easier to showcase the adoptable animals we have on our website by providing high-quality photos and additional information. So our hope with the new website is to get it seen by more eyes. Now it's mobile friendly, you can view it on your phones, tablets, on the go, and it's easier to find your new best friend, learn about services we are providing, and encouraging the public to see what new animals we have available. So if you happen to see a dog available, whether it's through one of our Pet of the Week segments or being showcased during an adoption event, you can type the animal ID number of that dog on our website, or cat, or small critter, and find them where they're located, their information, and how you can adopt them. You can visit laanimalservices.com.
In our featured story this week, our own Anita Bennett talks to Dr. Jerry Abraham, Director of Vaccines at Kedron Health Community Center in South LA. The doctor discusses the importance of people getting vaccinated and boosted, as well as visiting health centers for regular checkups. Let's hear the story.
Health officials here in Los Angeles are urging those eligible to get the updated Omicron booster shot. Now, those shots are available in more than 1,500 locations across the county. And one of those sites is Kedron Community Health Center in South Los Angeles. Joining us to discuss this is Dr. Jerry Abraham, the Director of Vaccines at Kedron. So what is happening at Kedron? Are a lot of people coming out to get this booster shot?
A lot of people have not been getting health services, and we've learned some bad habits throughout the pandemic by isolating and not taking care of ourselves, routine health maintenance. Those things are not happening. So we need to go out, get our flu shots, and most importantly right now, we need to go out and get those bivalent Omicron boosters. Honestly, everyone's eligible now, 2 months after your last shot. 12 and older for Pfizer, 18 and older for Moderna. We need that protection. If we have that coverage, we won't see the hospitalizations. We have vaccinated nearly 400,000 people and tested hundreds of thousands of folks. And I remind people, these are not experiments. Vaccines have been around for a long time, including smallpox vaccines that we've been using since George Washington's day. And we don't see polio in our society, and that's because of vaccines. You think about chickenpox, and you think about all the things, measles, mumps, rubella.
Does it make a difference to have doctors who look like people in the community?
There is no doubt. That makes such a big difference. One of the things that our team talks about regularly is how traumatic the interacting with the healthcare space can be for patients, especially those that have been left out. There are lots of folks that can't even leave their home for various reasons, and we deal with the realities of no child care, elder care,
no car,
lack of transportation. This is how you leave people behind. And so unless we address those social determinants, if you don't really provide wraparound services and treat people like people with dignity, respect, and provide them wraparound services, you're going to leave people behind. But by us going to churches, houses of worship, workplaces, the schools, housing developments, we've been able to really move the dial on achieving health equity in our community by meeting people where they are.
Well, Dr. Jerry Abraham, Director of Kedron Vaccines, thank you so much for this much-needed conversation and just for getting the information out there to people, this life-saving information.
Thank you so much, Anita.
Join some of the fall camping events in Griffith Park. Enjoy ice skating at the Holiday Ice Rink at Pershing Square, or attend the 90th Hollywood Christmas Parade. All this up next on Things to Do.
Autumn is here, and why not try out an in-town camping trip to Griffith Park? LA City's Recreation and Parks Department is once again holding fall weekend getaways, this year at the Griffith Park Boys Camp. Pack up the whole family November 26th for Family Camp Day, where activities include archery, a climbing wall, and outdoor cooking. On December 2nd through the 4th, it's Father-Son Weekend, which has a survivor theme with tribes working together to compete in relay races, gross food challenges, and an obstacle course. The fun will continue December 16th through the 18th with Mother-Daughter Weekend. Activities are still being planned, but expect a great bonding opportunity in a fun and relaxing environment. Registration is required for all Rec and Parks fall camps. More info is available at laparks.org/campgrounds. It's the most wonderful time of the year when winter finally makes an appearance in Los Angeles. After a 2-year wait, it's finally time to lace up your skates and take a spin around the Holiday Ice Rink at Pershing Square in the heart of downtown Los Angeles. At 7,200 square feet, this is the city's largest outdoor rink, which has now been running for over 20 years. The rink welcomes more than 54,000 skaters and 450,000 spectators annually to downtown LA. Also returning is the Icebreaker opening celebration. On November 23rd, check out a live performance, special appearances, and you guessed it, the ice breaking of a large ice sculpture to kick things off. The Holiday Ice Rink at Pershing Square is open daily through January 1st, 2023. For tickets, times, and more information, check out holidayicerinkdowntownla.com. Welcome in the holiday season with a star-studded cast you'll only see in the heart of Hollywood. In its historic 90th year, the Hollywood Christmas Parade will be led by Grand Marshal Danny Trejo. The parade wouldn't be complete without movie cars, dazzling equestrians, larger-than-life character balloons, and floats. The big man himself caps off the parade as Santa, Rudolph, and 8 tiny reindeer officially usher in the holiday season. The Hollywood Christmas Parade starts at 6 p.m. Sunday, November 27th on Hollywood Boulevard. For more information, log on to thehollywoodchristmasparade.org. And that's a look at some things to do.
And that's it for this edition. I'm Natalia Bilbao, and from all of us here at LA This Week, thank you so much for joining us. A reminder that you can catch us online at lacityview.org, and we're also on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. See you next time for more LA This Week.